Boom! We are live, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the Nolan Hawkeye Anthony YouTube channel. And I thank all of you for being here, wherever you may be. And of course, however you may be listening. I have great news for you guys today. As the Iowa Hawkeyes received a commitment from defensive lineman out of the state of Michigan, Kenneth Merriweather. We're going to be taking a look at his offer sheet, who he decided to spurn in order to play for the Iowa Hawkeyes. I'll give you an analysis of his game, look at his height, some of his characteristics, things like that. But mainly, we're going to be looking at the Iowa recruiting class. I will tell you guys who is still on the board, who Iowa still has a chance at landing, things like that, how you guys should expect this class to shape up. But before we get into any of that, I want to mention giving your boy a subscribe, at the very least, like, comment, share. You know the drill. Subscribing definitely makes you feel real good. Help me get to 1,000 subs. And I will put the PayPal and Cash App link in the description. Be sure to join the Discord. As far as the Cash App and the PayPal goes, you would be supporting your boy, definitely supporting his coffee habit by way of a donation. I'm very grateful for those of you who have already done that, and very, very grateful. And without further ado, let's get into this. Folks, Kenneth is pretty much a consensus 3-star guy. He does have a good frame. He's 6'4". From what I was reading, it sounds as though he came into high school as a wide receiver, then he moved to tight end, and then he moved to defensive lineman. So the Iowa Hawkeyes right away are definitely dealing with some athleticism. I haven't been able to figure out if he's related to current Iowa Hawkeye Kenneth Merriweather. I would definitely be interested to see how that goes, because Kayvon is from Michigan. More specifically, he's from Detroit. He went to Belleville High School. So who knows? Maybe that connection is there. Maybe it's just a coincidence with the Merriweather last name. Nonetheless, let's take a look at the offer sheet here. We got some Midwest connection and some group of five, some smaller schools: Akron, Alabama A&M, Ball State, Bowling Green, some action, as they say. Central Michigan, Cincinnati, that's a good offer. Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Oregon, Pittsburgh, Purdue, Syracuse. Honestly, when I saw his offer sheet, I was surprised, not because he's not a good player, but because of how good it is. He really does have a good set of offers. The Iowa Hawkeyes beat out some really good contenders for his commitment. The main thing here, guys, this is a great commitment. The main thing here, folks, is Iowa is probably done recruiting the defensive line position. They have 4 commitments on the defensive line. The past 3 years, they have taken 4 to 5 defensive linemen, as Iowa has been just churning out defensive linemen over the years. They've had a ton of defensive line success. Calvin Bell is doing an excellent job with that position group. I think they might be willing to take one more guy, but that's it. That would be the max amount that they would be willing to take, in my opinion. And even then, I'm not even sure that they would do that. I think it's totally possible that Iowa is done, that they have filled up their defensive line recruiting. And it's a total success. They have done a great job. You have in-state player Maddox Borchening Johnson, who I did a video on. You can go and check that out. Chase Brackney out of the state of Colorado, who's probably the surprise of the group. And then you have late riser out of the Des Moines area, David Kolker, who I'm very high on, very excited about. I think he has a lot of potential, a lot of upside. And then obviously Kenneth Merriweather. So again, they have 4 guys, and I think that's about it. They might take one more. But it is pretty much getting full. As for the recruiting class here, I'm going to pull up 247 Sports so you guys can see who is still on the board and kind of how I expect that to shake out. Here is a look at the recruiting rankings, how it shakes out for the Iowa Hawkeyes. They receive, let's see here, 75 points with Kenny Merriweather's commitment. He's a 5.6, so a mid-level 3-star guy. I think it's possible for him to get bumped up to a 5.7 or 5.8 by the time he is done with high school. Here's the rest of the Iowa Hawkeye players and their rating. Let's take a look at the Iowa Hawkeye recruiting board here and see kind of who is left on the board and how I expect that to shake out. I'm going to go ahead and just pause it here. I mean, some of the main guys are already done, and Iowa has done what they needed to do in order to secure their commitments. And what I said last video holds true still. Iowa is in a phenomenal position to sit back and see which prospects are late risers in their senior years. Iowa has done the early work to secure a great class before the football season has even started. So Iowa still has a massive opportunity to evaluate some late development or some developmental prospects, if you will, and kind of go into that. I want to read a quote, not just state a quote that Kirk Ferentz said regarding the type of guys that he recruits. He said that early on in his process, he learned that former wrestlers or wrestlers in high school, as well as and farm kids, and I had to go back and look at what he said, but wrestlers and farm kids, you can almost guarantee that they will, at the very least, be good football players. Not the best, not the greatest, but solid, that they will come to your team and contribute at the very least and be good teammates and pick up on what they need to pick up by pretty quickly once they arrive at the University of Iowa. That doesn't necessarily apply to Kenneth Merriweather, but it does apply to a lot of the recruits that the Iowa Hawkeyes have. And I would say that that's accurate. Iowa definitely looks for guys who are farm guys, as well as or small town guys, as well as wrestlers. Guys, look at this. Iowa already has Caden Proctor. They already have one of their two running backs. I think that, you know, when I made the video for Kendrick Raphael, I said that it was possible that he would be the only running back that Iowa took in this class because they took two running backs in the previous class, and that may be the case. I also think it's equally as high a chance for them to take another running back as well. But Kendrick Raphael, because he is such a high value running back, Iowa may say, we're good with just him in this class. They already have their 5-star offensive lineman. They already have one of their running backs. They already have their quarterback in highly coveted high 3-star Marco Lainez. They do need to do some work on the wide receiver, but they do have one guy in Alex Mata. The other guy that's still on the board is Asa Newsome. Of course, I don't know what position Iowa is recruiting him for, defensive line or linebacker. From what I was able to see, it looks like linebacker. So perhaps Iowa is still in the running for his services. At the very least, they are positioned well for him. But again, the defensive line part of this class is pretty much filled up. So if Asa Newsome is going to accept this scholarship offer, it probably has to be as a linebacker. The other main area that Iowa is, needs to shore up this class would be defensive back. They probably are in the business of getting 2, maybe 3 more DBs. I would say definitely 2 corners, perhaps, well, it depends. three DBs, whether it's safety or corner. Phil Parker likes to recruit guys who can play both safety and DB. When they get to Iowa, he finds the best spot for them to play, but they do usually have the capability or ability to play any of the DB positions at Iowa. So look for them to get 2 or 3 more guys. And that's pretty much it, folks. I mean, this class really is rounded out. You can see all the other commitments. There is one offensive line guy who is still on the board in Logan Howland. I was very high on Iowa landing him earlier this in the week. Now I'm not as high. I think he may end up going to Oklahoma. I think that's the other school that is in the biggest contention for his commitment. But either way, if Iowa already has their tight end, they might take one more tight end. Again, they did take 2 tight ends in the previous class. It all just depends. I can give you a ballpark, but it does depend on many things, such as, okay, do we have all the commitments we need in this group? Yes. Okay. But this guy is so good, we have to take him, even though we are totally maxed out at this position. It just depends. It depends on transfers, on early graduations to the NFL or transfer portal. It depends on many things. Final thing on Kenneth Merriweather. Again, he is an 87 according to 247 Sports. It's a big deal for Iowa to get a commitment out of the state of Michigan. I am always super stoked when they land a guy out of these 3 states: Illinois, Michigan, and or Ohio. Those are the most fertile grounds outside of Iowa in the Big Ten. The state of Iowa has been a lot better when it comes to producing Division I talent, but the 3 main states, I would say the top 5 in the Big Ten are Ohio, Michigan. You can choose who's first or second. Illinois, Indiana, and Iowa would probably be the top 5. You could definitely put New Jersey if you're talking about the Big Ten, but I'm talking about the Midwest. The schools that are in the Midwest, or the states that are from the Midwest, who have the best. Either way, the state of Iowa is doing better, but it is important to land guys out of the state of Michigan. He did, as I said, he did have a much better offer sheet than expected. Let me see let's check this out real quick. Let's check out his little commitment thing here. Let's check this out. I can hear the rap going on. I don't want to play it because I don't want to get copyrighted here. But this is showing who he has committed. Where's he going to go? Yep. You guys can't hear the music, but I can. I'll stop dancing here. By the way, if you're not following me on Twitter, go ahead and give me a follow over there at 247 Hawkeye. You guys can see it on the screen there. Let's go. I love it. Let's go. Look at that commitment. That is awesome. Good for him. Let's see. I did also want to play his little video here where he discusses a little bit of his commitment. Let me see if I can pull that up. But yeah, folks, Iowa is in great position. Another great class the last 3 years, and I cannot harp on this enough. The last 3 years, Iowa has been doing historically well, and it comes down to the fact that Iowa is winning, and the legacy that Iowa has had for the past 40 years with Hayden Fry and Kirk Ferentz of being a well-coached, winning football team with excellent culture. All right, let's play this.
Clint Cosgrove Rivals national recruiting analyst here with the newest Iowa Hawkeye commit. We've got athlete Kenny Merriweather out of Detroit King in Michigan. Congratulations, Kenny, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. How's it feel to be a Hawkeye?
Feels great, man.
By the way, Kenneth, if you want to come on this show and have immediate access to thousands of Iowa Hawkeye fans, you can find my info in the description, and I would be more than happy to have you on.
I bet, man. Now you had double-digit
These
offers.
interviews most of the time are super awkward.
A lot of great opportunities, but in the end, you only decided to take one official visit, and that was to Iowa. Obviously, you found something that you loved there. What made you decide on Iowa, and why did you choose now as the time, Kenny?
Yeah, Kelvin Bell has done an excellent job recruiting both the defensive line and just recruiting in general.
Players and how the program is ran. It's a development program, and I'm just ready for the development and ready to really get to work.
Yeah, that one thing for sure is they'll get you right down there, and they definitely do a great job of developing players.
Iowa's the best in the country at developing. And, I've been saying this for years. If you see what they do with 2- and 3-star guys and you're a 4-star guy, you're like, why wouldn't I want to go there and just totally tear it up?
Especially guys with your length and physical skill set. They've got a lot to work with. Now, and that brings me to the next thing. I mean, you're a versatile guy, dynamic skill set, great size. We have you listed as an athlete because you can play all over the place. How does Iowa see you fitting into their scheme?
Good question, and we're going to end it after this.
I'll be playing on the edge in the tackle spots. I'll play.
Iowa recently decided to, when it comes to defensive line recruiting guys that they can envision playing both inside and outside. They no longer recruit guys specifically as outside guys or inside, more and more athletic. I think it's very smart to just take in guys that you will mold into a good defensive lineman who can get snaps regardless of inside or outside, and to be very versatile so that you can get as many of your talented guys on the field. Now, of course, Iowa will take guys, 1 or 2 guys that are more geared to the outside or the inside. But in general, lately, they've been taking guys that can play both. And a good example of that would be current Hawkeye out of the state of Illinois, Lucas Van Ness. So, Iowa is definitely going more in that direction.
Whole defensive line. That's really how we're looking at it. I'll stand up a little bit, really pretty much everything on the defensive line.
Awesome.
All right, guys, there you guys have it. I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this channel. We really are super close to 1,000 subs. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you guys. You guys truly are the best fans in the world. Once we hit 1,000 subs, I am going to, number one, spruce up the channel, editing the videos, add some impact, also delve into some more broad topics, not just covering the Iowa Hawkeyes, things like that. So I appreciate your support. Definitely be sure to like, comment. I'll put the PayPal link in the description, as well as the Cash App if you want to help support your boy and his coffee habit. Join the Discord if you want to be able to talk Big Ten sports and Iowa Hawkeye sports more specifically. Last but not least, DBAP, don't be a pussy willow and facts or feelings, because your feelings just don't matter. Love you guys. See you guys next time. Go Hawks. Bye-bye.